Hey guys, so in the past I've talked about level method and the fact that we are a level method gym. And I've kind of gone over what that means and how we're using that in our gym. Today I wanted to share kind of my personal view on the level method and one of the things that it really means to me, especially this go around. I've been doing fitness for a very long time. I started working out pretty consistently once I got into high school, a little bit even in junior high, and have generally been active my entire life. Not saying I've always been fit, but I've always been active. And in doing that and doing things like CrossFit for as long as I've done, there's been a lot of time to build up and do things and actually get decently good at doing CrossFit. And I was surprised the first time I went through the level method to find out that even though I had been doing CrossFit for well over 10 years, I still had a lot of weaknesses. So fast forward over the last 4 years, and I started working on those and I did pretty well until I had to have hip surgery. So right now I am 3 months post-op with a hip resurface, which is very similar to a hip replacement. And now I'm in that time frame where I'm still doing physical therapy, but I'm able to do stuff. I'm able to train. What should I train? How should I train? What am I capable of doing? I haven't worked out consistently in 6 or 8 months. I haven't gone high intensity. I haven't been able to squat. I haven't been able to deadlift. I haven't been able to kettlebell swing or power clean or any of those really fun things that I enjoy doing. How do I get back into training after that type of an injury? And to be honest, I'm using the level method to help me figure out where I need to go. I have started testing all of the categories from scratch, from the beginning, working myself up that list to figure out where those places are again. And as you can imagine, there are a lot of things that I just can't do yet. I'm still not able to squat with heavy weights. I'm barely able to get full range of motion on a squat at this point. So that's a limiting factor, something I know is there, but it tells me that I can still find a good place to train those. I am surprised that I am able to do a little bit of deadlift. I can go full range of motion on the deadlift without any pain. Still very limited on the weights. Still need to work on some of that motor control to help me move through that range of motion better. And that's those lower levels in the level method testing. I've also noticed that there are aspects that aren't as bad as I thought. The fact that I have been training for so many years means that I do still have some of that cardiovascular endurance that I had been training. So those places in the level method that I am able to pushing some of that lactic tolerance or some of those other places that don't specifically involve the hip in a super bad way, I'm able to push that and able to push into a little bit different a place. So it tells me that there's places that I can go and still train pretty hard. Did I lose a little bit? Oh yeah, I lost a lot. But I can at least find those places where I can go, train these different energy systems, work on those places that I still need to work, and back off in those places where I really shouldn't be pushing. And I have data to actually tell me where that is. For instance, on the front squat, we have a front squat test. Kind of the first level is, can I get to a full range of motion front squat? Can I do that with a light kettlebell? Can I do that with a barbell? How heavy can we go with that barbell? And all of those portions to that point are 8 reps and above. Why is it 8 reps? Because we need to show that your body is able to control the weight through the range of motion for a period of time so that when you get to a heavier weight, you can tap into that endurance, because it's going to take time, it's going to take control to handle those bigger weights. And that's what the test is. Right now, I'm still not adding a lot of weight to the bar. In fact, it is just the bar. I'm able to do that for 8 reps. It's still not pretty. So we're not going past that until I can do that well to a good standard. That's going to be where I train. The same with the deadlift. Same idea. The deadlift, more reps, lighter weight, good range of motion, good lockout position, and no pain are really the thresholds for me there. I've been surprised that actually kettlebell swings haven't been an issue. Because it is reduced range of motion, I do still have that hip explosion. So those are the things that have really surprised me. Now the big one, the big test for me in this is going to be getting back that flexibility. Oddly enough, that was the big test that was a limiting factor prior to the surgery. And you might say that was kind of a red flag even, that the level method was telling me, hey, you have this really big issue of you're not able to hold the bottom of the squat for very long. In fact, I couldn't sit in the bottom of the squat in a relaxed position. I had to hold it in a very tense position. So kind of an indicator all along that I had issues. Not surprisingly, I kind of knew that. So having the surgery wasn't a super big surprise, but that is one of those places as I start to recover, that's a place I do need to focus on, right? Because that's one of those pieces that was an obvious constraint before the surgery and a big red flag. And I want to make sure that that's not going to be an issue going forward. So that's one that I'm going to focus on and try to build up slowly, safely, pain-free, so that I can continue to move through all of the other movements, the front squats, the thrusters, the back squats, you name it. I want to be able to do those pain-free through full range of motion. And if I'm able to have that flexibility, then I'm not fighting myself. So those are the big pieces. That's one of the things that I've really been taking from the level method this time around. I've tested myself multiple times on all this stuff, but I've got to say that this time around, coming back from an injury, for me personally, means a lot different. It means something. It means that I'm going to know where I can train, and I'm going to know where my progress is going to go. I can focus on those pieces, do them safely, have a measuring stick to come to, and see that progress that's beyond just what the physical therapist is giving me. The things that they give me are extremely important, and I'm not going to drop any of that, but this gives me that path back to athleticism that I desperately want, desperately need, because that is what's going to put me in a better place 10, 20, 30 years down the road as I age. I want to put more distance from me and being in a bad place as I possibly can. And this allows me to track where those pieces are, where those weaknesses are, where those strengths are. So as you're thinking about your fitness journey, this is a place that you can kind of look at those weak spots. They might hold some information that maybe you didn't realize. If you're looking to come back from an injury or some time off, realize that you may not be where you were when you stopped or before you got injured. Find something like the level method, like a gym, a physical therapist, whomever, that can take you through to get you back to the level that you want to be at in a safe, methodical way, and show you those milestones, those progress points, those places that you can celebrate to show that you are making headway. And that's what's going to keep you motivated to move forward. I know I'm looking forward to see myself step up through each one of those levels where I'm currently struggling. And that's going to be a big part of it, because without that without that progress feel, without that knowing that I'm making progress, without something quantifiable, it's going to be hard to maintain that. And knowing that I can't lift my 1 rep max is extremely hard to take after training it for so long. So this gives me an opportunity to see those steps, those baby steps, those safe steps moving back towards being athletic, and maybe back towards where I was prior to the surgery, or maybe even better, maybe different, maybe more longevity. We'll see where that path goes, but at least I will know where we're tracking and can make decisions based on that data. If this is something you're interested in, if this is something that you need, feel free to reach out, leave us a comment, let us know how we can help you. If nothing else,